Hey y'all, I am VictorE, and today I wanted to talk about body image issues. Now, this is something that I've struggled with since like middle school. It was like when I blew up a little bit, and had a parent who was, about making it known to my sisters and me about having an unhealthy relationship with our bodies. Now, looking back, I can see the situation and have a lot of compassion. That parent had a lot of their own issues that they were carrying. That's gonna be a big issue, or that's gonna be a big subject in this video, is what we carry. But one of the things that this parent would do would, aside from very passive aggressive remarks, was to actually pinch my sister's fat and be like, think about what you're gonna eat today. They would say that kind of shit at the public pool here in Chicago, where I'm from. This one time I went with the parent, and we're in the water, and they grabbed me. We're in the water and grabbed me by my love handles, voluptuous though they were at the time. I grabbed them, got in nice and got a good grip in, and just started bouncing me in the water up and down, going wee wee. So it was really fucked up, and it gave me some stuff to mull over in this life. One of the things being how that kind of planted the seed for where anxious thinking goes, having that seed grow out to be one of fearing not just betrayal, but someone taking pleasure in that betrayal. So it's something that I've brought a lot of awareness to, and have dissolved a lot of the fear around that. Yeah, it's taking a lot of work, and it's like making your bed. You don't just make it once and it's done forever. It's something that not just we keep coming back to, but one of the ways one of my teachers put it once was that we work from our scar tissue, not our wounds. Yeah, a wound is healed when it doesn't hurt to talk about it, or just hurts a lot less, let's say. So I've had, I would say that's one of my biggest things in this life, is to be very body positive. Because being in the Marines, I was taking out a lot of my issues on my body. I did not have a good relationship with my body. Right, when we would finish training exercises, and the rest of the guys would crack a beer, hang out on the catwalk, I would be throwing on my vest, my flak jacket, 40, 50, 60 pound pack, and I'd go running off into the hills of California, running up steep ass hills, down, just riding the waves, and it felt really symbolic of that's how much spiritually and mentally, emotionally, that's how much weight I was carrying, and how that experience was manifesting. Nowadays, the saying or the phrase, what we resist is what persists, is something that rings very true to me. For me to have kept off the weight, in all the ways that it was manifesting, to come on, I would smoke weed and munch out, I would stress eat, different ways that my body recognized signals for safety were heavily associated with food, like comfort and things like that, comfort food. So when I really noticed a shift was in like one intuitive little insight I got was like, okay, you can try to attack the parts of you that jiggle, and what resists persists, right? I'm resisting to accept that. I wanted to like, I don't know, like excommunicate it, push it away, do away with it. Or, my little intuition was saying, or you can love the parts of you that you've not liked up until now. The way I see it is like having a house guest, a mental, emotional house guest that will not leave until y'all are on good fucking terms, you know? So in getting rid of the weight more permanently, it's helped to love the parts of me that jiggle. Yeah. To sit with the discomfort and not resist it or hate it, but like sit with like the discomfort of feeling that movement. And then what I've noticed is how it feels a lot better to be in my body. Presence is a big thing. I would say presence in your body, in my body, in one's body is huge because when I'm not present in my body, I'm up in my head. And when I'm up in my head, and let's say there are still spots where I'm not super accepting of myself, that's where the anxiety, that's where the depression, that's where the self-hatred and shame fill the gaps. So being fully embodied, one, immediately, in the moment, takes me out of that train of thought. Being like, okay, I can, that's kind of our options, right? Be in the train of thought or be in the moment. Be in the train of thought or be in the moment. And what we choose is what we habituate. It's the habits that we create for ourselves. So for me personally, what's helped a lot being, you know, a traumatized veteran who used to have, you know, suicidal ideation, suicide attempt, fucking latchkey kid, grew up neglected, abandonment wounds, the fucking running the gamut on this shit. It's been monumental in leaving that behind and healing myself to embody my body fully in this present moment. Because what happens when I'm not embodied? Then I'm in the past. Then if I'm not in the past, in past memories, wanting to like edit or like wanting another shot and making a moment that passed like better, like avenging myself or standing up for myself or being the one who leaves or any of this shit, like when I'm in the present, it's like calling back that energy, that part of me that I left behind. And so it gets to join me in the present moment. And one, I'm not gonna lie, it fucking hurts, right? The saying there is you gotta feel it to heal it. And I can tell you, like firsthand, doing and exploring all these different healing modalities, psychedelics, breathing, meditation, retreats, courses. That's something I'm also run the gamut on. And the things that persist are having a community, having a support system, people to see you, hear you, and accept you as you are right now. 2 is breathing. Why breathing? Because breathing, 1, is really good for your body. It helps you oxygenate your cells, feed your cells. And if you have a lot of tension, like I do, old injuries in my shoulders, all over the place, breathing is like bringing in that presence, a version of presence into your body, feeding your cells, and therefore healing and resuscitating the cells that are deprived from that tension. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, the body keeps the score. The body keeps the fucking score, y'all. There are a lot of things I can talk about, and I will be talking about in later videos, but I would say one of the biggest things is in this thing that we call forgiveness. Stay with me. We can, how I've experienced it is that, one, there was a lot of resistance to speaking those words or to expressing that to someone else. But what I really found, it was different from what I even expected it might be, right? What I expected it might be is like, okay, you've got this like bag or pack, you got like the baggage, it's filled with like rocks, let's say. For me in the Marines, I literally had a fucking pack to like represent this shit. And like when you forgive, you take out rocks. That's what I like. It is in part that, but like the other part, the key part, the deep fucking down part is, it wasn't about forgiving other people. It was about forgiving myself. A big part of me felt like because of what I went through, because these people victimized me or did some shit to me that I wasn't fucking okay with, like my inner child, this really deep down part of me was like, holy fuck, like, what if there's something wrong with me? What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm not worthy of being loved, of being seen, being heard? And it was the root of a lot of my issues and shit that I not only took out on others, right, forgiving others, that's that part, but forgiving myself so that I could stop taking out their shit, my shit, on myself. And I really feel like this is what people say when they say, get out of your own way. I feel like that's really key to getting out of one's own way, is forgiving ourselves so that we're not holding, mentally, emotionally, physically, we're not holding anything against ourselves. And in doing that, man, I can breathe a lot deeper. I can get along better with others. I'm not looking or being hyper vigilant for like, you know, how did that person like take what I said? What do they mean when they said this or that? I'm not looking for things to feel wronged by or about. And in that presence and letting these little thoughts come and go, I have more room for the other person to really be themselves, and I can see them. And they can see me. Because maybe they're not doing that shit, but I'm doing it to myself. Yeah? Yeah. I have my little notes here. My hands are super bright. So I had these notes that I went through, right? The longer, and stick around for a healing, by the way. The longer you hate the parts of you that jiggle, what we resist persists. So that's what's gonna persist. A question to think about: who shamed you? Who do you feel like ties in the most when the word shame comes up? Besides yourself, maybe. And that's where we're gonna do the healing sessions. Stick around. Carrying, displaying our vulnerabilities through like the excess weight, right? If you feel vulnerable, but you feel like you can't share that or show that, that tends to show up in some other way. It's like spinning plates, or I picture almost like whack-a-mole, where you're trying to like stop one thing, maybe stop yourself from feeling that shame so that you can heal it. And so what you press down comes out in other areas, like your body, like my body, like one's body. Carrying, displaying our vulnerabilities even when we try to hide them, or shame ourselves, a part of ourselves. But it's also serving as a way to shield ourselves, right? If there's more stuff in the way, then people can't get to the vital parts of you, yeah? Speaking organs here, but also the parts of you that you feel wounded, where one feels wounded, right? So if there's physical stuff in the way, it's almost like an ineffective way of protecting ourselves, or protecting our wounded areas. Carrying the shame, now letting it go. Excess energy. So excess energy, when we're like really happy and like childlike and exuberant and joyful, were there people who try to shut you down because it was annoying to them? And so did we internalize that voice and shut ourselves down? So now there's this energy and love that wants to come out, but we like suppress it through food, right? When we eat a lot and it like makes us feel all heavy and shit. I drink a lot of water and a lot of coffee, so like the energy jumps up, and then I have to pee a lot. So the phrase, pardon my French, but like pissing it away. Are we pissing away all that love and energy that we have? I found personally that the more I like exercise and get physical, I went through a phase of like being really fucking lethargic, like video gaming and being stationary. But when that energy comes on, I've found for myself that when I just start like running in place, or like doing jumping jacks, or like playing with my dog, I suddenly don't have to pee as bad anymore. I don't hold it in, but I am seeing that like the way that I relate to my energy when I'm in like a really high vibe state is like reflective of how I feel my parents treated me when I was in a state of want or need or high energy, which is to like make it go away, or just ignore it, or piss it away. So treating my energy, spirit, like I was treated, and how I treat myself now. Making time for myself, prioritizing my wants and needs, not holding things in, and the healing. So, without further ado, let me take out my little bell here. So this is a type of spiritual, this is kind of like all-encompassing. This is one of the first times I'm doing this, we're like showing you the bell. But if it helps, one, take a deep breath. Gonna help to close your eyes. Keep that breathing going. Or if you want to keep your eyes open, you can look at my little bell here. Here we go. It's already starting. Start to feel whatever comes up. It can help to repeat the mantra, I forgive you. Please forgive me. I forgive myself. I forgive you. Please forgive me. I forgive myself. I forgive you. Please forgive me. I forgive myself. And so it is. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found value in this. If you find that you want to get some stuff off your chest, hit me up. I am VictorE.com/book an appointment. One word. If you like this video, please like it. If you think somebody else would benefit from this, or you want to watch it later, you can do you can repeat that healing session, and I also have a meditation for forgiveness in my healing playlist. But if you find that you want to watch this later, or somebody else would benefit, please share it. And definitely please subscribe and hit that bell for more videos like this. It helps when we have a good relationship with ourselves, that we have an overall better experience in life. And if you needed some healing, like I did, it helps in being present. Because if where we're wounded is where we don't want to be present, and where we don't want to be present is where we fill the space with consuming. Netflix, food, unhealthy shit, drama, toxicity. Right, where we're wounded is where we meet that vibration. Get grounded, get present, and you will find past the discomfort is a life you only dreamed of. That much I promise. For now, though, I love you. Hope you love yourself. Much love. Yeah. Peace.